Saravana Bhava Pahi Mam Subramanya 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 Rakshama.
Saravana Bhava Saravana Bhava Saravana Bhava Pahi Mam Subramanya 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 Rakshama.
Saravana Bhava Saravana Bhava Saravana Bhava Namaha. Kartikeya 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 Sharanamo.
Kartikeya 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 Sharanamo.
Subramanya 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 Pahi Mam Kartikeya 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 Rakshama.
Subramanya 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 Pahi Mam Kartikeya 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 Rakshama.
Subramanya 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 Namaha Om Kartikeya 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 Sharanamo.
Subramanya 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 Namaha Om Kartikeya 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 Sharanamo.
Kartikeya Swami ki jai. Paramatma Parabrahma. Worshipful homage to that supreme, eternal reality, the primal cosmic being, who is the ultimate provider of all the needs and requirements of his entire creation. Millions of universes. Worshipful homage to him who is the plentiful provider of all creatures that he has brought into existence. He looks after the welfare of all created creatures. Even before an egg is hatched, he has already made provision of who will feed, how will feed, with what will be fed the hungry chick once the egg hatches and the hungry chick comes out. From that moment onward, everything is provided for. He has created other creatures so that it will be food for the wide open mouth of the newly hatched chick. And right until the very end of its life. Even so for all species of living beings, including man. He is the supreme provider. He has made arrangement to meet the hunger of his creatures. He is the Sthitikarta, the preserver. He preserves all things brought into being. To him our worshipful and grateful adorations. May his grace be upon all. Loving adorations to revered and beloved Holy Master Guru Maharaj, Swami Chidananda Maharaj, whose reliance upon the Supreme was total, absolute, worth seeing. It was an object lesson to us. Radiant immortal Atman, beloved and blessed children of the Divine, devotees of the Lord, selfless servers, meditators, and inquirers into the nature of the ultimate reality through vichar, vivek, vairagya, through analytical reasoning, and through investigation, Vedantic investigation. All of you have got but one ultimate aspiration: to realize God, to realize the self. And whatever classes are taken in scriptures and other books taught, whatever lectures are given, whatever expositions are made, in such an ashram and such an atmosphere, among such an audience, all these various exercises, lectures, discourses, expounding a scripture, etc., also will have the same objective: how to attain God and attain liberation. How to impart knowledge or share knowledge, or expound knowledge of the art and science of self-realization, God experience. Even so, from a small little pocket book of verses, Sant Samartha Swami Ramdas is trying to do the same thing. By his verses addressed to the mind, he is also, in his own simple way, with apt analogies and comparisons and parallels, trying to explain to us the path that leads ultimately to God realization, liberation. And inasmuch as human life is not entirely cut off from life of human society in this world, it is not devoid of all contact. Naturally, during these verses and teachings, he has also to speak about human conduct. Because you have to work out your destiny, divine destiny, in and through the world of men. Having many things to do with them. There is a constant reciprocal give and take in human society between human beings all over the world, in different contexts. And if this process is also of such a nature so as to be conducive to your overall quest, your seeking and striving, then it would indeed be a very desirable state of affairs. So there is an integrated move towards the single idea. Whereas, if the manner in which you conduct yourself amidst human society and you relate yourself to human society, and if your reciprocal exchange is of a negative kind, not in accordance with the spiritual guidance, then it creates a situation that becomes a sort of a problem and an obstacle to your own striving. Wisdom lies in trying to know the difference between these two types of activities in human society. Constantly discriminating between them. Proper and the improper, right and wrong. That conducive to my liberation, that goes against my liberation. Always discriminate. And reject and eliminate anything that is contrary to your quest. This is a wise spiritual aspirant and wise sadhak's efforts in this direction. Discernment, discrimination, selection and rejection. They characterize the life of a true sadhaka. Swami Ramdas says, we have taken up verse 93. Yes, yesterday was 92, 91 and 90. We have taken up verse 93, 94 and 95. Oh man, says Swami Ramdas, what do you lose by taking the name? Are you carrying the whole burden of the world? That you think if you spend your time in chanting the name, you will be neglecting your duty and the sin will accrue to you. Are you carrying the burden of the world? Are you the food giver for entire mankind? Foolish man, don't get this sort of an idea. You are not an atlas. He says, the giver of food of the whole universe is Lord Rama. Sarvaloka Annadata, he is a great Annadata. He feeds the whole universe. No one goes without food, even a beggar, even street children who have no home, no parents, no one to give food. Policeman shoots them away as soon as he approaches them, saying you are all developing into pickpockets and others. Even they who are in the open street, they scavenge among dustbins and scavenge among these garbage dumps. I've seen it with my eyes in Calcutta, long ago. At that time, a lump rose in my throat and there was a sensation as though a towel was being squeezed inside my underbelly heart in my midriff. But then I found, because I used to go for a series of lectures in the same way, I had to cross this big garbage dump. And they were scavenging. Dogs were also fighting with them. Crows used to come and sit. Sometimes a cow used to stray there to eat some banana leaves. But then I found that these children who were scavenging, they were laughing and joking, fighting and quarreling, and sometimes triumphantly holding out a very good piece of food, which had been perhaps rejected by someone who was overfed already, and it was forced upon him. He left it in the leaf plate and it was thrown out. And if a bigger boy ran after him, this boy would scoot quickly, scurry away, so that it may not be snatched from his hand. This life goes on. It is not a sight only in Calcutta or India, in Italy. In many poor countries, South America, it is only the sophisticated northern European countries that this sight is not seen. There are no garbage dumps, and begging is an offense. But as we go south, Middle East, same. And Swami Ramadas says, everyone gets food. God is a great Annadata. You don't have the burden of the universe upon your head. You are not the giver of the food to the hungry. Therefore, leaving all unnecessary thought, take the name of Lord Rama. You have no responsibility. You are not carrying the burden of the world. You are not the feeder of mankind or living creatures. Take the name of God. That is why you have come here. And in the next verse he says, this is a reference to a Puranic mythological incident where when Shiva was sunk in deep meditation, the celestials conspired that he should be somehow or other disturbed from the meditation. The meditation must be broken and he must be made to be aware of the outer environment and the world, things in it. And two things militated against this plan and scheme of theirs. One is Shiva's meditation was so deep that it was not easy to bring him out of the meditation. And they asked, will you be able to do it? Will you be able to? No, no. Then all of them decided to approach Cupid. They said, he is the proper person. If he can shoot his arrows, invisible arrows, and arouse in Shiva's system the longing for physical experience, sensual experience, then if this penetrates deeply, it is possible that it may gradually disturb his meditation and make him come out. And they all go to him. He said, no, my God, it will be death. If I succeed in disturbing him, finished. I'll be no more. Because he'll be so furious. Who can face his terrible anger? But they all, and at last, Cupid's wife, Rati, also protests, but they all prevail upon her to withdraw her protest. And then he takes upon himself to disturb Shiva. After much effort, after creating an environment of such attraction outside. Mythologically, of the 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring is attributed to Cupid. It is a season of flowers and fragrance and attraction everywhere. So he creates spring in the icy Himalayan regions. Everywhere flowers blossom. Everywhere fragrance fills the air and bees hum about. And after persistent effort, refusing to give up. At last, he succeeds in disturbing Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, thus disturbed, is very annoyed, and he opens his eyes. He says, "Oh, you rascal, you are the person who has done this." And in a furious blaze of anger, opens his third eye, which is never opened. And the third eye is capable of burning the three worlds to ashes. All the three worlds to ashes. And in an instant, Cupid is burned. A heap of ash. No more. Cupid is destroyed. It is called Kama Dahana. And Lord Shiva is once again about to go into meditation, when with loud lamentation, Cupid's wife, partner, Rati, she falls at his feet and laments and weeps and wails. What have I done to deserve this widowhood? Thou art just, O Lord. But I have not sinned against you. I have done nothing. I am innocent. Why have you conferred this widowhood upon me? See? The impact of something to do to one person upon quite another person about whom he never thought. Thus, loudly she laments, catches hold of his feet and weeps and wails. And due to this piteous sight, Parvati is moved. She tells Lord Shiva, "True, what has she done? She is innocent, and she is made to suffer. You are all compassionate in your real nature, except when these paroxysms of fury and anger assail you. Otherwise, you are all compassionate, very easily propitiated, always giving boons. Do something now." Thus, implored by Parvati, it is all right. Widowhood will not be yours. I will resurrect Cupid from the dead, but his body is burnt. It is too late for me to do anything. Brahma creates body, I cannot create a body. I am not a creator, I am a destroyer. So he will continue to exist without a body. So, another Sanskrit name for Cupid is Ananga, who has no body, no limbs. But Rati is able to see him. To Rati he is visible, but to others he is invisible. So Rati is saved from widowhood. The lost husband is restored to her. And Ramdas says, Shiva was able to cool down his blazing anger by the repetition of his beloved Ram Nam. Beloved Ram Nam. And knowing the greatness, the grandeur and the glory of Ram Nam, Parvati also ceaselessly keeps repeating it. O ye men of this world, When Shiva and Parvati are both repeating it, why not you also repeat it? Be wise. This is the time now. Keep repeating the name of the Lord. The name that Parvati, Mother Parvati, Lokamata, Parvati repeats. The name which Lord Shiva repeats, Shankara repeats. Thus, he importunes people, repeat the name of Rama, so that they may attain their highest welfare before this life comes to an end. And in the third verse, he says, there is nothing that the name cannot do. Repeat it in any way you like. It will immediately confer upon its immense benefits. The dacoit who used to live by breaking the heads of unwary travelers to a deep jungle pathway, he was a tribal man, fierce, unread, uncouth, uncultured, uneducated. He did not know what right and wrong was. He did not have any idea of good or bad. He was born and brought up that way, and that was his profession of his tribe. And what his father did, he also followed. His profession was head breaking. Okay? He dealt in death and dacoity. Ultimately, a turn comes. He tries to assault a few saints who were passing through the forest. And when he rushes towards them with uplifted weapon, they calmly look at him. Amused, he is taken aback. What is this I am seeing? Everyone towards whom I take a step trembles with fear, screams, and turns back and takes to the heel. No one has simply stood still and confronted me and smiling. He's shocked. He's taken aback. What is this? He's not able to understand, confused. And when he's about to assail them, he stops. He says, what is this? Are you not afraid of me? What's what to be afraid of? Huh? You ought to be afraid. Why should I be afraid? You should be afraid of the consequences of your actions. Now you are doing this, tenfold you have to pay. Then you will weep and wail and gnash your teeth and tear your hair. Nothing will be of any avail. What do you mean? Why should I fear? Why should anything happen to me? Damn fool. Everything that you do will come back to you. It will rebound. There is in this world created by God a law prevailing which says action and reaction are equal and opposite. If action goes this way, reaction comes this way. And in the same measure, the law of action and having to experience the result of that, fruit of that action. Cause and effect, inexorable. So all that you do, in the same way will come down on your head. Oh, if I break a head, one day my head will break. Surely. If I cut off the limb of one man, one day I will also have my limbs surely. You will be an abject, pitiable object. Suffering. The fear comes into this man. He says, in that uneducated, uncultured, unlettered brain, a thought comes, but I am not doing it for myself. I am doing it for my wife and children in the forest. So he tells them, but why should I be made to suffer? I am doing this for my wife and children at home. They must pay for the actions I am doing. I say, it doesn't work that way. From where the cause proceeds, there only the result also will come. You cannot sow some seeds in one field and expect to reap a harvest in some other field. Eh? Where you sow, as you sow, so you reap there itself. If they commit some action, they will be having to repeat, you won't. But you commit an action, you. No, how can they do? I feed them, clothe them, look after them, everything. All right, you go and ask them and come. Whether they are prepared to take upon themselves the result of your heinous crimes. Yes. For a moment, he is about to go, then he says, oh, this is a nice trick they are making. So that I will turn my back to go home, these people will run away. He says, no, because you want to escape me or saying that. He said, no. Tie us up to these trees, tightly, and then go. We cannot move our limbs. So he ties them to a tree, 2 or 3 trees, goes and puts his question, and the wife says, no, what do you know in what way you are getting our food? You married us, you created this family, you brought forth these children. Therefore, it is your pure responsibility. Feeding a family is the responsibility of the head of the family. We don't bother about it. And how you bring your food, what do we know? We did not tell you, do this, do that. However much he tries to argue in his own poor way, both the wife and the children, they reject him. He said, don't come to us with these nice stories. For what you do, you are responsible. For whom you do it cannot be responsible because it is your duty to them. Then he goes back, trembling, weeping, wailing, falling at their feet, crying. And then they relent, bless him and tell him, you take this name, you will be liberated. And they initiate him with the name Rama. And after they go away, he forgets it. He starts repeating Mara. Mara, Mara. Instead of Rama, Mara. And as he goes on repeating it, Mara, 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 Mara becomes Rama. Ulta nama japat jagat jana valmiki bhayo brahma samana. Ulta nama japat, by repeating the name topsy-turvy, back and front. The world knows that Valmiki became a Brahmajnani. He became sage Valmiki. Later on, he went into Tapascharya. He wrote the Ramayana, original Ramayana in Sanskrit. It's all well-known story. This is what Ram Nam can do. This is the glory, the power of Ram Nam. And another man, a great sinner, there is no sin that he has not committed, and lives with her in that hovel. They produce children, and he names one of his sons, youngest son, Narayana. He dotes upon him, becomes very fond, very much attached. So, then if duties, irregular life, vices, and all types of bad habits, he falls ill. Before his time he falls ill. And soon attains a condition of dire illness that people give up hope, he has to die now. And when he is sinking, mind is in a whirl. He cannot see with the eyes open also. Slowly hearing is fading. At that time he knows, something is happening to me, terrible is happening to me. And then when he does not see the environment with his eyes, he is able to see some apparitions. Some horrible looking apparitions. And some very, very bright, shining, beautiful looking apparitions. And as he is seeing, he finds there is a tussle between the two, fight between the two. And at that time, the thought of his beloved son, youngest son, whom he has named Narayana, fills his mind and he calls out aloud in his attachment, great attachment, Narayana! Boy is playing somewhere outside. Mother goes and calls him. By the time he calls him a second time, a third time, Narayana, Narayana, and dies. And the servants of Yama have come to take him down to nether regions, hell, because of his sinful life. But because he has uttered the word Narayana 3 times, immediately emissaries of Narayana from Vaikuntha at that moment come. And Yamaraja's servant says, he is not fit for you. He is a sinner. We are going to take him. We don't know all that. We have been told by Lord Vishnu that someone is calling me, go and bring him here. So there is a fight, and the Vishnu Dutas drive away the servants of Yama and take the departed spirit of Ajamila to Vaikuntha Loka. Such is the power of the divine name. There is also a story in the Puranas of a prostitute who was practicing prostitution in a city. She was a person of ill fame, and it is a fallen profession. And she had a pet parrot in a cage in her house. And she had named the parrot Rama. To elevate her time when she was alone during the daytime, she used to frequently go near the cage and say, Rama, 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 talk, say Rama. And parrot would answer. Gradually it formed the name Ram. Then she said, Narayana, Hari, 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 Hari. say Hari, say Hari. You have learned Rama and Hari, don't say Narayana. Narayana. If Narayana is too long, say Vishnu, 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 Vishnu. So the parrot used to repeat Vishnu. To make it repeat Vishnu, Pingala repeated Vishnu. To call it, she called him by the name Rama, which she had given to it. Hari, Hari. And she plied her trade. And when the time came for her to depart, Vishnu Dutas, shining, radiant, clad with so many golden ornaments and silken clothes, come to take her. She is seeing this in a vision. She folds her hand and begs their forgiveness. And she says, you have come here by mistake. There must be some mistake. I think you must have come to take some virtuous lady, but I am a fallen woman. See? And therefore, please go elsewhere. I am not worthy of being taken by you. She says, Pingala, look here. You have been constantly calling upon the Lord. You have been taking His name. With your lips you have been uttering Rama, Vishnu, Hari. What greater merit do you think you could acquire in this Kali Yuga? How should you think that if we are come to take someone else, we have to come to take you only? Lord is highly pleased with you. And thus, Pingala was taken to Vaikuntha, abode of Lord Vishnu. Why? Because of uttering the God's name. Even not meaning it to be God's name, but uttering it for the sake of the parrot, yet the name is a name. A diamond is a diamond. For whatever purpose you may use it. For commercial purposes in the factories, for cutting glass, or for ornamentation. A nose ring, ear ring, on a crown. Diamond is a diamond. Name is a name. Its power will never fail. Thus, Ajamila goes to heaven. When such fallen people like Ajamila and Pingala, the public woman, were thus saved by the name, given heaven as a reward. When you have such a name, O men, why do you keep quiet without repeating the name? Get up, repeat the name that liberated Pingala, the prostitute, repeat the name that liberated Ajamila, the sinner, and attained the Supreme Lord. Thus, in these three verses, 93, 94, and 95, Sant Samartha Ramdas says, O men, such is the name of the Lord. Such is Ram Nam. Such is divine name. When this easy path is available in Kali Yuga for rising upon above all obstacles and sins and shortcomings and attaining the Lord, why do you wait? What are you waiting for? Come, come. Take to the divine name. Become a practitioner of the divine name and make this life fruitful in the highest attainment. thus admonishes Sant Samarth Ramdas, the revered Guru of Maharashtrian Emperor Shivaji, in and through his little pocket book of verses addressed to the mind, Manate Shlok. And by the grace of the Supreme, divine grace of the Supreme, and loving benedictions of Holy Master, we have been able to receive these insights and truths from this great little book of admonitory verses with the many, many examples given, guiding us, admonishing us, and enthusing us towards Ram Nam. And it has been my privilege to share these teachings contained inside this book with you all in this early morning hour where you have gathered for the collective hour of chanting and silence and discourse. It has been my privilege to share it with you from this seat. I am therefore thrice blessed, and therefore I offer my thanks to the Supreme Being, my thanks to the beloved Master, Swami Chidananda, and my thanks to you all, because you have made this little service worthwhile by your divine presence in this hall at this morning hour, and by your attentive hearing to what has been said, and your very gracious acceptance and receiving of the service offered to you from this seat in the form of this sharing from this seat. Thus, Hari Om Tat Sat Paramahatma.